Labour is calling on the government to bring in emergency laws to stamp out anti-vaccine content online, with hopes rising of a Covid-19 jab being rolled out by the end of the year. Labour says there should be financial and criminal penalties for social media firms that do not remove fake news. 14 people have been arrested at an anti-lockdown demonstration in Bristol. Around 400 protesters gathered at College Green before marching through the city centre, despite police orders to cancel the event.
Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall are in Berlin, where they'll become the first senior British royals to take part in Germany's annual Remembrance ceremonies. The Prince of Wales is expected to use a speech at the German Parliament to urge nations to stand up against intolerance and strive for a better tomorrow.
At the front pages this morning, here's the Sunday Times. Its front page says that one of Britain's most influential lobbyists secretly served as an advisor to a health minister for 6 months before sending sensitive information on lockdown policy to paying clients. The government insists that all conflicts of interest were declared.
In The Observer, the reported power struggle at the heart of Boris Johnson's government is the focus. It says new Number 10 Press Secretary Allegra Stratton was left in tears all morning following reports Downing Street's outgoing Communications Director Lee Kane had criticised her.
Next to the Mail on Sunday, it says that friends of Prince Charles are angry at the new series of the Netflix drama The Crown, calling it trolling on a Hollywood budget. The Crown's 4th series is released later on today.
And some other papers here. I think it's really important at the moment to show...
We're talking about Twitter for a minute and all things Strictly. Let's just have a quick look at this.
Okay.
Because lots of people reacting on Twitter to Anton du Beke making his debut.
What did you think? Did you watch it?
I did. I thought it's nice to have a bit of generosity, isn't it? Because there's always a bit of spikiness and 4s and 5s. And Anton quite liked the 7s and the 8s.
He was definitely Mr. Nice Guy, wasn't he?
He was.
Right, I'm just going to show you this very quickly because I like this story, and I'm a bit of a Jigsaw fan. I don't know about you, Chris, but I like a good jigsaw. So
there's always something better to do than a jigsaw, surely.
I have to disagree. It's like, you know, it's just mental resting, really. Jigsaw hotshot gives worldwide following a piece of the action. Ask a youngster how they've spent their time over the past 3 years. And the answer might be watching television, but not for this bloke. Over the past 3 years, he spent 851 hours, 50 minutes and 39 seconds completing 58 jigsaw puzzles. That's a lot of jigsaws, Chris.
Yeah, 58 too many in my view. I've never quite got jigsaws. My mum's a big fan. It's always quite tempting when I go to see her. You just take one piece. I just take one piece home with me, put it in my wallet. A couple of weeks later, I've just finished my jigsaw. And there's a piece missing. I wonder what happened to that. Right, take a look at the Mail on Sunday. We need a bit of good news, don't we, at the moment?
Totally.
And this is about random acts of kindness blooming in Britain, says the Mail on Sunday. In an emerging trend, people are leaving bouquets in public places to be picked up by passing strangers. The only times I've ever done that is when I've left flowers for my wife on the bus. It's not a random act of kindness, it's my usual idiocy. But yeah, there is the sense that we are spreading joy. Handwritten note here that Jenny Webster, who is quoted in this piece, has written a note which gets over the idea that they've been left by accident, to say,
good.
Just wanted to let you enjoy these flowers.
It's important to be kind at the moment. It really is. And Whoogle, I love this. So, what do you punch into Google when you do a search? Well, apparently the internet gives a wonderful insight into the weird workings of people's minds. And the most popular Google entry is asking whether Posh Spice is actually posh.
Oh. Wonder what it says.
You put that into Google, but I haven't. Have you?
That's all right. I'm going to do that whilst we get our first sense of the weather.
Lawyers have begun legal action on behalf of 200 women in England who say a sterilisation device has left them facing severe side effects. The women are claiming damages against the makers of a metal coil called Eshaw. The manufacturer Bayer insists the device is safe, but it's set aside £1.2 billion to settle claims in the US.
An extra £40 million has been allocated to schemes that boost conservation in England. The government says the funding will support existing jobs and help create new ones. Ministers also want to give parts of the countryside greater protection by designating them as national parks or as areas of outstanding natural beauty. Green campaigners have welcomed the money but say that more is needed.